Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Rachel and I am studying to take the LSAT this June in just a couple of weeks. It has been a little while since I uploaded a new video, probably 2-ish, maybe 3 weeks by the time this video gets up. And that is because I moved. I'm in a new room, if you couldn't tell by this new window behind me. And I moved, I think it was like May 22nd or 23rd, I started the process of moving, and that whole like next week up until like a couple days ago has just been crazy busy. Today is the 31st, just for like context. It was just insane trying to pack up my old apartment, move, clean my old apartment so it was ready to turn my keys in. Everything like that was just crazy. So I didn't really film anything during that time. I just needed to take a step back and focus on moving and studying, and I also was having a bunch of Wi-Fi issues, so it was just easier to kind of take a step back. I do have one piece of footage from right before I moved of a practice test that I took, so I'm going to insert that for you now, and then I'm going to kind of fill you in on what's happened since that test, and then we'll get going with our studying for this week. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Rachel and I am currently studying to take the June 2021 LSAT. We're getting really close, and so this week we are jumping right in with a practice test. It's Wednesday morning right now, and this is going to be my third practice test that I've done so far. If you want to see how I did on my last couple practice tests, definitely go check out the video from last week, the most recent one I posted, and you can see how we're doing. But yeah, I'm just gonna jump right in and get started with this. I've got my water, my paper, pencil, computer, and really that's all I need, so let's get into it. Also, I apologize if you can hear the fan in the background. It is very hot in my apartment, and I don't feel like putting my air conditioner in the window because I'm moving out in just a couple days, so. Anyway, I'll see you guys after the test. Oh my god. I didn't have the camera on when I like pressed submit to get my answers because I was like, it's probably just gonna be similar to what I got last week on my practice tests. But you guys, I got a 164. I might actually cry right now. I'm so happy. Oh my god. I did not expect that. I was hoping that I would at least hit a 160 because I hit a 158 last week and I did some practice problems, so I was like, maybe I'll get lucky. But holy shit, I'm blown away. Wow. Okay, just to give you guys a little rundown, I got 7 logical reasoning wrong on the first section and 6 wrong on the last section. So in total that's 13 logical reasoning questions wrong, and then I got 4 reading comprehension questions wrong and 3 logic games questions wrong. So, holy crap. I am blown away. I'm checking to see, like, for logic games and reading comprehension, like, if all the wrong questions came from, like, the same passage or same game, but they didn't. They were like spread out. So like on reading comprehension I got 1 question wrong on every passage. For logic games I got like 1 question wrong on 3 different games. I got 5 questions wrong in a row on the first logical reasoning section. Not my best work, but I'm not gonna complain about it. Oh my gosh. I think I deserve a donut for that. I was gonna get a donut this morning before I took this test, and I didn't, and I was kind of upset about it. And now, I don't even care. Okay, so that footage you just saw was from May 19th. Like I said, today is May 31st. And then I was planning on finishing that video that weekend, reviewing some more problems, practicing, doing another test, you know, the usual shebang. But with I ended up moving that weekend, which was unexpected because we got to move in early and life just got crazy, so I did not finish that video. I reviewed the problems a little bit after I did that, and then with moving I took a couple days off to just focus on getting my stuff into this new house. This past week on May 26th, I took another practice test, and then I also took one on May 29th, which was this past Wednesday and Saturday. I got a 157 on both of those tests, so not as high as the one you just saw, the 164, which was kind of disappointing for me, but it was pretty understandable considering I didn't really do a lot of practice before I took those two tests. That's totally on me. I'm not gonna make an excuse. I should have been practicing. It just, life got in the way. With that, I think I definitely decided I'm going to take the August test because life has just been crazier than I anticipated this month, so I have not put in all the time I was hoping I would this month or was planning on doing. So I'm definitely going to be taking the August test, so I'll probably be registering for that this week. Once, you know, we got a new month, new credit card statement, that kind of thing. But yeah, so I got a 157 on the last two practice tests I took, and this past one that I took on Saturday, I could tell, and I think this is kind of a pattern throughout the tests I've been taking, I can tell that when I first take, like when I first sit down to start taking the test, the first section is always the hardest for me because I'm getting into the mindset and I'm getting, you know, back into the questions, getting my brain in the right place to answer logically, stuff like that. And the first section is always logical reasoning. And so I definitely need to do a lot of practice with logical reasoning. My plan for this week is to really focus on finishing the book because there's still a number of chapters that I didn't get to that go over specific types of questions. I want to print out like a cheat sheet of all the different question types within logical reasoning and like the different strategies that the book talks about for each of those. And then I just want to do a bunch of practice problems. So going forward this week, logical reasoning is definitely going to be our main focus, with, of course, we're going to have, you know, one or two practice tests in there as well. I also think that doing a practice problem or two before I take the test will be helpful. Again, just to get me in that mindset. So I'm going to try doing that before I take my practice test this week. You know, I don't want to do a lot of questions because I don't want to like burn myself out or anything. But if that kind of pattern works out well for me, I'm probably going to do that on test day as well. The other thing is with the LSAT Flex that I'll be taking in June, it's only 3 sections, not 4 or 5, like the old LSAT and the upcoming LSATs for the next year. So I don't think doing a couple of problems will really cause too much burnout, especially because the practice tests that I've been taking are all 4 sections. So yeah. Another thing I've been doing in the new house is hanging out with my roommate's new kitten. She's so sweet. She doesn't want to be held right now, but I've just been hanging out with her. Excuse you. Where are you going? She's so precious. She doesn't have a name yet, but hopefully soon. One of my favorite parts of our new apartment is the sunroom. So this is our little porch. It's super bright because it's morning, but we've got a big papasan chair. I don't know if this is staying here, but it's there for now. We haven't super decorated it yet, but it's super nice. We're gonna sit out here, hang out. So I am going to plop myself in this chair, read the logical reasoning book, and see how it goes. I left off on chapter 12 last time I was reading this book, and chapter 12 is all about resolve the paradox questions. So I'm super glad we're doing this because I keep getting resolve the paradox questions on the practice tests, and I'm like, I didn't read about those. So this looks like a short chapter. So I'm gonna do chapter 12 and I'll do chapter 13. But I can't flip the pages to see what it is. Chapter 13 is formal logic. So yeah, that's the plan for now. I forgot a pencil. So I'm gonna get a pencil and then I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Good morning, kitty. What? What? You're so pretty. Hello and happy Tuesday, everybody. I am doing practice problems today. We read yesterday, so we'll practice today. I'm going to do all logical reasoning problems today, and I'll do a few sets in a few different like question categories. The first that I'm going to do is strengthen and weaken questions, techniques, rules, and principles questions, and then obviously resolving paradox questions, since that is what we read about yesterday. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started with each of those categories, do maybe 2 or 3 sets of questions in each one, and then we'll see where we are and see if I want to do any more, and I can let you guys know how those practice problems go and how we're looking once I'm done. I locked the cat out of my room and now she's crying. I feel so bad. I've never had a pet before. Maybe I'll let her in. Did you want to come in here? To a bit of a rough start with this first set of questions. So far I've done 3 strengthen and weaken sets. I only got 2 out of 6 right on the first one and 3 out of 6 right on the second one, but we're up to 5 out of 6 right on this last one I just did, so that's good. The cat is on my desk climbing all over, which makes it kind of hard to focus, but I'm doing my best. I could lock her out. I don't really want to. So I'm just going to try and deal with it the best I can. I'm going to move on from strength and weaken questions, and I'm going to do probably resolve the paradox next. Okay, after a snack and after 2 sections of resolved paradox questions, they started slightly better than the other questions, but they're still not great. I only got 3 out of 6 and then 4 out of 6 correct on the 2 that I did. And then I was feeling kind of discouraged, so I went to get some statistics from my practice test that I've done so far, and on average I miss 9.7 logical reasoning questions per section. Not per test, but per logical reasoning section, because there's 2 sections on the practice test that I'm doing. So that is the most out of all of the sections, and so it's just like discouraging because I want to improve that. And I'm trying, I'm just having a hard time. So I'm going to continue on, do the last few set of questions that I wanted to do right now. Then I'm probably going to stop. I might do a little bit more later, I might not, we'll see. But I will definitely see you guys tomorrow if I don't do some more after this, or like later today. Well, I am happy to report that this last section of questions that talked about techniques, rules, and principles went much better than the other 2. I got all 6 questions correct on the first try. And if you don't know what kind of questions these questions, like, you read the passage and then they ask you like the role of a particular sentence or phrase or, you know, whatever. So it gives you like a sentence or a part of a sentence within the passage and asks you if that's a conclusion, a premise, an example, like the only conclusion, one of many conclusions, stuff like that. So anyways, 6 out of 6 right. I did not expect to get all of them right on the first try, but I'm super happy that I did. It makes me feel a lot better about logical reasoning. With that, I'm going to call it for today. I've done an hour of work doing these questions and reviewing these questions. So I'm going to call it there and then pick up from here next time we study. Of course, when I'm done studying is when she finally calms down and just sits on my lap very nicely. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday, I think. Yep, it's about 10:45 and I just sat down to study for today, and I'm thinking that today I'm going to work on my like cheat sheet outline for logical reasoning. I really want to go through and like review all of the different question types that we've gone over so far and make like a document or table or something of sorts, kind of outlining each type, like keywords to look for, if there's like key strategies for attacking that type of question. I just want to get that all in one document. So I'll probably use the current outline that I have to start, but I'm mostly just going to be like reviewing the book again and making a new document just for that. I'm not too sure because obviously I haven't started it yet, so the format could evolve a little bit, but I will show you guys as I'm working on it and when I'm done what it comes out looking like. But that's the plan for now. Also, the kitten lost her hangout with me while I study privileges today because she has been jumping this morning up onto me and, you know, from varying distances, and her nails are getting very long very fast, and it really hurts my legs, and my shoulders hurt because earlier she like jumped from the bed onto the back of my shoulders, and then before that I was like sitting eating breakfast and she was like jumping up onto my thighs. I was like, girl, we can't be acting like this because you're gonna lose some cool privileges. But so now I feel bad because I can hear her crying outside the door because she knows that I'm in here. But that's just how it's gotta be because we gotta focus, we got stuff to do. I don't know why I have this. Anyway, I'm gonna get going and I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay guys, so it's been like an hour and 45 minutes and I'm almost done with chapter 11. Yes, chapter 11, which was assumption questions. I have to get ready and go to work, so that's why I'm not going to continue working, but I thought I'd show you what I have so far. It might be kind of hard to read for people who didn't make it, aka anyone other than myself, but it makes sense to me, and that's really what matters most. So let me try and show you. There we go. Okay, so this is kind of like the layout that I'm going with. The shading in here just like separates each like type of question or group just so all of the boxes don't run together. But on this first page we have like the first family, which is how the book breaks it up. I don't really care that much about the families. It was just a convenient way to kind of section off the document. So my tripod is weird. We have must be true questions, most strongly supported, main point questions, and weekend questions, and then we get down to the second family, which is what I was working on. Now I was just working on the assumption questions. I'm not quite done with this section yet. Then I also did justify the conclusion and strengthen and support questions, and then these are the question types I did not get to yet. And then I also did a little section about cause and effect reasoning. It's just at the end because it's not like a specific type of question. But yeah, that's kind of how I have it sectioned off for now. I really just need a way to kind of like get my thoughts in order, you know, and kind of get information there so it's all there and I can easily like check a certain section or whatever it may be. It's definitely not done yet, but I was having fun working on it. Like I said, it's been like an hour and 45 minutes. So I've got to call it for today because I have to get ready and go to work soon. But yeah, I'm liking it so far, and hopefully this document will be helpful. I'll probably print it off when I'm done and just kind of read it and review it before I take the test. So I totally forgot that I get to schedule my time today for the LSAT. I meant to set a timer or an alarm, and I did not. Ooh, I have to set up my ProctorU account. Oh, I should have done that. I am not prepared. Basically, little background. I was wondering how I get my time for when I'm supposed to take the test, and then shortly after wondering that, I got an email saying that today, June 3rd, you got to go in and schedule your test. So you get to like pick a time. There's 3 different days on June 12th, 13th, and 15th that I can sign up for anytime during the day. I just have to go in and schedule it, so I guess I'm gonna do that quickly now before I go to work, and hopefully I'm not late. Okay, that was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. I just had to like put my name in and stuff because in my email from LSAT they already gave me like a username and password for ProctorU, and then it was super easy to go on and pick a time. I ended up picking Tuesday morning on the 15th, so I get a couple more days of study time, which is awesome. I didn't know that that would be happening. But yeah, now I'm actually going to go for the day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hello everybody, it's Friday now. I am in the same shirt as yesterday, but we're just gonna ignore that fact. And I'm sitting in my kitchen, and I'm gonna keep this really short and sweet because I'm just gonna continue on with the cheat sheet that I started yesterday. I just sat down. I didn't even look at where I left off. I left off with assumption questions, I think. So I'm going to finish that chapter, and I'm just gonna keep on working, and then I'll let you know how far I get. Okay, so it's been about an hour, and I finished assumptions, and then I also did resolve the paradox, and I also just did some general reorganizing and reformatting within the document. And now that is as far as I've gotten in the book, because chapter 13 wasn't about a specific type of question, it was about formal logic. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to read chapter 14, which is about method of reasoning questions, and then I'm going to fill out the table for that chapter, or maybe I'll do it as I read. I'll kind of feel it out, see how it goes, but that's where we're at for now. I can give you guys a little sneak peek at the table. I don't know if anybody else is interested in it, but I love looking at it. I think it's so cool. Okay, here's like the top part where I reorganized. I'm just fixed like the family part of it. So there's some more questions at the top that I need to fill in. And then here is how assumptions turned out. That's the section I just finished. And then resolve the paradox is right down here. Oop, I forgot to merge those cells. And that's how that section came out. And then now I'm moving on to method of reasoning questions. Hello everybody. Happy Saturday. It is bright and early in the morning, 8:45, almost 9, and we're gonna study today. I'm taking a practice test this morning, but first I'm going to review this little sheet that I've been working on, that I'm probably gonna do some practice questions, not too many, but just a couple to get me warmed up. And then I'm gonna take the test. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning. I am exhausted. I had work last night, and I didn't go home until like after 1 o'clock, but you know, still gotta wake up and do stuff. So here I am. This morning I'm going to be reviewing this sheet that I've been working on and what I have so far. Then I'm going to do some practice questions just to warm up and get my brain ready to go. And then I'm going to do a practice test. I was originally supposed to be back at work at 10 o'clock this morning, but I switched my shift last night so that I would have more time to do a practice test this morning, which is great. It worked out really well. Super thankful I was able to do that. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this. I will check in with you guys in a little bit. All right, it's been like 30 minutes and we're gonna go ahead and start the test. I just finished the test. I have not looked at my score yet. I like put my computer screen down to see, so I wouldn't see what it is. So I'm gonna flip it up and we'll see how we do. I'm kind of nervous. Just as like a recap, if you missed it or forgot throughout the video, a couple weeks ago I got a 164, and then the week after that, I took 2 tests and got 157 on both of them. I didn't do any studying in that week before those, so that could have played a part. And then obviously this week we've been studying logical reasoning, so we're gonna see what happened. I'm unsure. I really don't know. I think logic games went really well. Reading comprehension, I think was pretty okay, but I don't know how logical reasoning went. I got a 161. I'm so happy with that. Okay, that makes me feel really good. Makes me feel like what I did this week definitely paid off. Obviously, we're not done yet. We got more to do. The test is in like a week and a half, so obviously I can't do like a ton more, but we are gonna take it twice, so that's okay. But I'm feeling really good. I'm glad I was able to get back into the 160s. When I first started taking practice tests, I was at a 158, so I'm glad I have some improvement. I'm glad I didn't do any worse. That would have really sucked and made me really sad. So yeah, we're gonna end this off with a 161 on the practice test. I obviously will review the answers. If you guys want to know how many I got wrong, I got 8 logical reasoning wrong on the first section and 6 wrong on the last section. I got 7 reading comprehension wrong and 3 logic games questions wrong. So I'm gonna end it there, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope maybe it was helpful. Maybe you liked seeing that little cheat sheet that I'm working on for logical reasoning questions. Anyway, if you guys like it, please subscribe, follow along. The test is coming up super soon, but like I said, I am taking it twice, so there will be more studying videos even after I take the test. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Feel free to leave me a comment down below if you're studying or you just want to chat or whatever, you know, tell me what you're doing with your summer. I'd love to talk to you guys, and I will see you in my next video.